Greetings, YouTube. This is your good buddy Fragments of Memory once again. Lately and always, I'm forever in my mind thinking about different possibilities and scenarios and whatnot. And I was just noticing how we're a culture that likes to sample, but we're a culture that doesn't like to commit. And I may have covered this in an early video, but it's just something that really hit me. Just we like to sample, but we don't like to commit. I.e., commercials know this. So what do commercials do? Commercials say, "Hey, try us out for 30 days, and if you don't like it, you can get it your money back." Or, "Hey, if you don't like it, you don't have to subscribe to the program." And we always like to get the free sample, even in the store. I once knew a woman that just walked into an ice cream store and tasted everything and then just left. So it makes me wonder, why are we a culture that encourages one to sample but not to commit? And I even noticed this with relationships. People don't People want to get the benefits of having a partner, i.e. sexual gratification, but they don't want the baggage of commitment, even though anytime you get involved with someone, there is there's going to be baggage, and baggage can be good and baggage can be bad, but everyone has some form of baggage and personal history. And to quote Stephen Covey from Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, when you pick up one end of the stick, you pick up the other end too. And that just basically says that when you make a choice, there are multiple consequences affiliated and associated with that particular choice that was made. So when people say, "Well, I kind of want to do this without this," well, that will be like saying, "Hey, I want sunshine, but I don't want the heat that comes with the sun," or "I want a rainstorm, but remember that with rain comes thunder and lightning. So you can't have one without the other." And I don't believe there is a such thing as benefits without drawbacks. For every benefit, there's a drawback. There's a dark side or a negative side to that benefit. Now, I'm not a preponderant of the theory of Taoism or anything like that. However, I can acknowledge that human beings all want only the good, when in reality, you get good and bad with people, and I see that with people, with organizations. It's it reminds me of someone planting the seed and expecting the fruit the next day, or someone that wants the fruit but doesn't want to go out and till the soil and plant the fruit and plant the seed to get the fruit. And the problem is, I think because we are a culture that loves instant gratification and a culture that loves me now, 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 me, now, now, we don't think that we're looking for the short term payoff, not the long term haul. And we got to start thinking in the long term. And when I make these statements, I'm not here to dictate to you how you should live, what you should think. I'm just giving you where I'm coming from. And when I say I notice what people do, I see a lot of it in my own personal self. So I don't want you to think that this is an attempt for me to come off as though I'm righteous and sitting on some golden pedestal while you're down on the ground. No. I'm just a man that understands what it means to be human, what it means to be in a society that favors flash over substance, that favors the buy now, pay later mentality, or the Veruca Salt worldview, which is don't care how, I want it now. For those who liked Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or even the book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, just that I want it now, give me what I want. And that doesn't work. That for those really good rewards and things, you gotta spend some time and some energy and some blood and some sweat and some tears. Now, I'm someone who came from theater. Back in high school, I wasn't an athlete. I wasn't the pretty boy. I wasn't I wasn't the most agile of mind as far as chess went or playing piano, but I did theater. And there, even though it was fun, it was exhilarating, it was an amazing thing. It, for me, there was so much work. Coming to the rehearsals, memorization of lines, getting your lines blocking and trying to get your character down and try to interact with the other actors and try to make this convincing and believable and all of that and have that expression of your truth or your energy come out. And that's a beautiful thing. So some nights I had to sacrifice a night maybe watching a favorite TV show or even just sacrifice running with friends who may or may not have been involved in the theater. And as old fashioned and conservative as this may come off, there really is no substitute for hard work. I mean, I'm looking for that substitute, believe it or not. Do not get it twisted. But that's it. There's no substitute for hard work. There's no substitute for sacrificing the short term for the long haul. There is no short term shortcut to cultivating a beautiful thing, whether it's a garden, whether it's a meal, whether it's a relationship. Too often we're so afraid of commitment because we don't want to be locked down because we're looking for the next best ride to come down. You know, I'm looking for the new toy that's going to come out. So I don't want to get this toy. I want to wait to get, or not wait, but how do I say this? I'll deal with this until something else better comes along or something easier comes along. I don't want to feel like I'm trapped and locked into something. And sometimes when you make a decision and make a choice, you got to ride that thing out until the wheels run off. I mean, you can't just duck and dodge and say, "Well, I don't want to commit. I don't want to be locked down." Because I think you miss out on something good. And there is that whole master of all trades, jack of all trades, master of none. And our culture seems to kind of flit, and nobody really sits still and goes, "Hey, let me focus on this one thing. Let me do my one thing. Let me handle this the best of my ability, put my all and my blood and my sweat and my tears in it. And then once I'm done, I can go on to the next thing. Not try to pick all over the place." Well, that's just how I see it. That's how your good friend Fragments of Memory, the Armchair Philosopher, looks at it. So I will always tell you that I make this statement first for me, to me, and then I make it to everybody else later on. But primarily the audience member that really needs to hear this is me. So maybe if I hear myself saying it, maybe it'll click and some positive things will happen and maybe it'll affect you too. And that's always beautiful because you always want views. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave your comments down in that spot down there. Agree, disagree. Long as you keep it nice and kind, like you don't need to be cursing me out or nothing, or even make a video response. I just think the process will be real beautiful. So take care and peace to everyone tonight. Thank you.